What's up, guys? Philip Collin Pack Pythons back in the snake pit, and today we have results. And it's not necessarily the best news in the world. I have some positive Nidovirus positive animals, but the number is way lower than I expected. And I think, given our circumstances, it is probably the best case scenario. It's going to be extremely manageable. It gives me the opportunity to do the research that we've been talking about and continue to push the envelope and understand this virus better by physically having it in-house. Before I jump in, I absolutely have to thank my wife, Emily, for her help on Monday and her help in general, but especially Monday. Monday was brutal. It was extremely stressful. Trying to test this many animals all at once and be sanitary and avoid cross-contamination. If I would have done it by myself, it would have literally taken me 2 days to do it. And her and I knocked it out in 2 hours. And it was a marathon. We were sweating by the end of it. We were moving so quick. But I got off just early enough to hammer those out and ship them off FedEx same day. And they were at the test facility the next morning. So couldn't have done it without her. Emily, thank you very much. You're awesome. Out of 69 tests, we got 3 positive animals. So that means, it tells me that for sure we caught this early, and for sure we've avoided a lot of devastation that could have happened if we'd have let it linger. So if I can be the poster child of anything, it is, don't fear this. It's nothing to be afraid of. Don't fear it. And inform yourself. Be informed. The more informed you are, and the more prepared you are, and the more you understand the potential that is there, the more quickly you can respond and the more damage you can avoid. Because the second this pops up, which to some extent is partly inevitable, this can happen to anyone. How quickly you respond will absolutely determine your fate. So, I've been noticing a lot of people messaging me like borderline frantic, like, oh man, I want to test everything. And absolutely, I encourage that completely. Some or all of your animals, I highly encourage you to test. If you tested, if you took the money you were going to spend on that next snake to add to your collection, and you took that and you invested it in testing, you could probably test nearly your entire collection, depending on the size. Some of the people I'm talking to have one snake. To test one snake is anywhere from probably $30, $40 up to $70, depending. So instead of buying one more snake, you could test your snake and be sure that it's healthy and well. Now, larger collections, 10 snakes. You multiply that times 10. We're at $400 to $700. So again, instead of buying that next snake, pause, regroup, think, what can we do to provide the samples, or to provide the information that is helping us be confident in our collection and be confident of what we're selling and producing, and so on and so on. And hopefully, I kind of, part of me wants to tell you to wait a little while. Give me a month before you test your whole collection, because in reality, I'm hoping to find out a lot of stuff here in the very near future that could benefit you in creating a more accurate test, or taking a more accurate test and having more accurate negative results. I don't imagine I'm going to have all the information in a month, but in the very near future, I will have a lot of information. So if you're not in the financial position to test right this second, that's probably a good thing. Give me some time. Let me sort this out. Stay tuned. Anything I figure out, I will share with you guys. And hopefully that will help you when you do decide to test your animals, and you'll be certain of what you get, or you can be mostly certain. I have 3 out of 69 results came back positive. They were not the 3 we expected. They are 3 hatchlings. What? Hatchlings can't, as far as we know, get the virus from their parents directly, so it had to have been cross-contamination at some point, which, given standard practice of going from cage to cage and cleaning, very likely that at some point I did that. That makes a lot of sense. What doesn't make a lot of sense is the fact that the 4 animals that have been in quarantine with clinical signs of illness tested negative. Again, that could partly be that the negative results aren't completely conclusive. Part of that could be because of the fact that the virus goes through shed cycles and will be very prevalent, or then non-existent, prevalent, non-existent, and I say non-existent, just non-detectable, prevalent, non-detectable, prevalent, non-detectable. And we don't fully understand that cycle. Lately, those animals that were showing clinical signs have been doing very well and thriving and eating. So it's very likely that their immune system is boosted right now, which would mean that theoretically that the virus would be in the valley of its shed cycle. So it's non-prevalent, not there, or almost not there, non-detectable. So we're going to keep a very close eye on them. It's very possible that they are still Nido positive. And the 3 that did test positive are now in their own quarantine, separate from the other 4. I have 2 quarantines on the second floor, 1 in opposite, on each corner of the house. And that leaves 62 ball pythons behind me that are healthy. That is exciting, because I thought for sure it was going to be half of these were sick and I had to go rent a new building to put half of these in, because I don't have space to put half of my collection somewhere else in this house. That would have been complicated. Next step, start testing. The animals that are positive, Nido positive, are about to go through a temperature cycle to try to see if the temperature gradients or the temperature zone that it's in affects its metabolism to the extent that it would affect the virus load. We're going to be testing the viral load of each animal maybe every other day, every 3 days, something like that, as we put the animal through a temperature drop and a temperature spike. And we're going to see if we can create some sort of pattern there. And the theory is, if we can drop temperatures slightly and that causes the virus to accelerate and become more prevalent, and then we can increase the temperature, and then that would cause the virus to, the immune system to be boosted, the virus load would drop, then we could trace what day in that cycle the virus was at its highest point. And then theoretically, you could take that, any animal, any ball python, and put it through that same temperature fluctuation. And on that same day, let's say the 5th day or the 6th day or whatever, the virus is theoretically at its highest point, then that would be the day you test. If the animal's negative, then you can be very certain that it's negative because the virus should be very prevalent. If it's positive, then the virus will be very, very prevalent and it will be very easily detected. That's the theory. So we're gonna run some tests. The tests are expensive, the shipping is expensive, and the samples can't sit around or be frozen or anything like that. They need to be shipped out same day. So it's gonna be, every single sample is gonna be mailed out of here to the lab. And that process is expensive. So up to this point, we've talked about people donating. A lot of people have reached out and asked if they could donate. I have put a link down in the description for a PayPal account that is exclusively used, it's going to be exclusively used for donations. Every dollar that goes in there, I will report to you guys and share the information. All of that money, 100% of it, will go to testing. And if you choose, you can be acknowledged for your donations. If anybody donates, I don't care if you donate $1, if you donate $100, whatever. If you want to be acknowledged, you can put a note in the description that you'd like to be acknowledged, and I will find some way to acknowledge those people, either as a scroll of your names or business names or whatever you want to be, or it might be a credit roll at the end of the video, or I might even read off your names in the middle of a video just to acknowledge you. Whatever it is, any support is deeply appreciated, and I will inconvenience myself to make that, to make sure you get your credit for helping. Again, we are selling merch. This is the Never Slacken crew neck off of Teespring, and it's got the Never Slacken logo on the back. Very nice, very comfortable, high quality print. And so far on Teespring, we have raised $22 towards the cause. It is very much appreciated. You guys are awesome. Keep it up. Again, all that money goes to the research. If, for some reason, at the end of my journey with this process, I come to some point where I feel like I don't have the means to continue the research, or I've done as much research as I can in-house and we still have funds available, all of those funds will be donated to, probably split up amongst the labs that I am currently leaning on, that are giving me support and helping me with information that they've discovered over the years and been very gracious to help and support me throughout this process. So 100% of the funds will go to Nidovirus research. Some of that will be in-house, maybe all of it will be in-house, depending on how much we get. We'll see. And wherever the money is spent, you will know about it. I will make sure everybody knows, not every penny, but I will give you the broad stroke of where the funds are going, and hopefully we can learn a lot together. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm obviously not excited to have Nidovirus in my collection, but given my circumstances, the fact that I have some animals that are asymptomatic, healthy, and positive for Nidovirus, I am stoked that I get to work with those animals and try to push the boundaries of what we know at this point. So I'm gonna do another Q&A. I've got a ton of questions that are itching to be asked or itching to be answered. I plan on continuing to answer Q&A questions. If you have any, drop them down below. I probably will do a live stream in the near future. And I've also got 2 guests that I am planning to do videos with and share that with you guys about the Nidovirus, and whatever information they can bring to the table will be, I think it'll be beneficial. It's 2 polar opposites. One is a person that has a ton of information and knows way more than me, and one is someone who is just discovering this problem through my channel. I've made them aware of Nidovirus, and they have a ton of questions. So in one situation, I will be playing the novice asking the pro, and then in the other, you will have the true novice asking me what I know. So it's three levels. We'll be picking each other's brains. It should be really good. It should read really well. It should help the conversation flow more naturally rather than me trying to parse out conversations into 15-minute chunks. I don't know. But so I think we're in good shape, guys. I think we're gonna make it. I deeply appreciate each and every one of you. By the time this posts, we'll probably be at 600 subscribers, which is amazing. That number jumped up pretty quickly. I am glad that so many of you have heard my cries for help and lent your support, and that your ears are open, you're willing to learn. Again, don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. If we support each other and we take care of each other, and we all trying to learn and try to go in the same direction, there's nothing to be afraid of. We can go forward confidently and inform ourselves, and that's all we need. So that's it for today. You guys are awesome. Subscribe right here if you haven't already. I'll put a video here if you're interested in watching something else. Take it easy. If it ain't easy, don't take it. Peace.